Come get. Get. God, it wasn't okay. Is that a skunk? Hey, bro. Get. No. Get. Shoo. Get. Please don't stink up my son of a... Don't muss me. God, you do stink. Go. Get. No. Get. No. God damn. Get. Get. There's a skunk attacking my tent. Get back! Get back! Yeah, there's a skunk like attacking my tent. He's hissing at me and a skunk trying to get in. Get back! Get back! He's gonna bust through! Get back! Oh my God. I don't know. He keeps circling and coming back. I don't see him right this second. But he keeps coming up to my netting and trying to bite through. My food bag is in the bear bag, or in the bear thing. I was...
Over here. Wait, that's your... Yeah, right there. There he is.
You think he has rabies? I'm so sorry to get y'all up, but like, I recorded this. I'm gonna show y'all him biting at this tent. Oh my God. I have never had anything like that happen. Y'all, I am so sorry. I know you're probably like, this woman is psycho.
I'm just gonna throw some rocks at him.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's like I didn't want to have to hurt him, but like I was just like, bro, if it's me or you. I don't know. I'm telling you, I've never heard of a damn attack skunk.
Yeah, unless they're rabid.
Rabid, yeah. I mean, he was hissing and biting at, like, it wasn't just he was sashaying, like, and I was hitting at the tent and he would charge. And I had my tripod up, like, you know, because I don't have my trekking pole, it's part of my tent. There are some deer here. Seeing all the animals. There's a deer right here. Oh, is there? Yeah, there were 2 of them actually. Oh, I see.
Oh,
There's the other one.
they don't seem too concerned.
No. They're rabid too. Yeah, I appreciate you hollering and saying we're coming.
At first, I think I was starting to wake up already anyway.
Yeah.
And at first, I was thinking, am I dreaming it? And then I was hearing it, and these 2 weren't responding. So then I was thinking, maybe I am dreaming this.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, help!
And then I thought, then I will admit, then I thought mountain lion.
Yeah.
And then honestly, I thought, well, we got to be careful too.
Right,
Okay.
no, of
Yeah.
course. Well, and I mean, the way I was screaming,
Right.
I'm sure it did seem
Yeah.
like I was dying.
Well,
That's like a
that's
later
just
stage, I feel.
classic symptoms.
Yeah.
Erratic, aggressive behavior, not afraid of people.
Yeah.
That's just all. And
So-
we get rabies is endemic in these mountains.
Yeah.
I periodically come across like a dead skunk, and you know it died from rabies, or a dead fox.
Hey, go. Get. No. Hey, no, no, no. But usually that woman said a skunk or fox.
Yes.
Our primary vector is fox
Yeah.
as far as rabies.
Yeah. Yeah. That one. I mean,
Yeah.
she showed me a video that she recorded it.
Yeah.
And it bit her trekking pole.
And he was probably rabid.
Yeah.
But for southern Arizona, it tends to be fox more than skunk.
Skunk. Yeah.
We had a rabid
have an
fox
idea.
attack one of our trail crews a couple of years ago. And
Really?
actually, somebody got bit and had to go through the whole rabies shot thing.
God. That's wild.
It was
Was
a
it
trail
like in
crew
the,
of 10 people. In there.
during the day?
Yeah, during the day, I attacked them just on the other side of the mountain,
Yeah.
coming down a fairly remote trail over there.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe that no matter how much I was screaming at it and swatting at it, like it just kept coming. In fact, it seemed it made it worse, you know. But what do, you know?
Yeah, well, that's where we were as we were walking up there and realized it was a skunk, and then it's like, okay, we got a rabid skunk that's being aggressive. What the hell are we gonna do about it?
I know, and I thank y'all for coming over there because you could have been like, good luck, you know. Sorry about it.
No, that's
But-
why we're out here.
Yeah. The thing was, it wouldn't leave me alone long enough for me to even get out of my tent, like, because it was the craziest thing. It was going from one vestibule to the other, to one to the other. And so I was just like, if I could just get out and, like, you know, stand on the bear box or something, maybe I'd be all right. But like, I couldn't even get out.
Yeah,
Come
you were
around that
better
side.
off to do exactly what you did.
Yeah,
Stay-
but I was
stay
thinking,
in
like,
the tent.
What if y'all weren't here? What would I have done? You know,
Just stay in the tent, and
stay-
hopefully it
keep
wouldn't have,
fighting it off.
it wouldn't have
torn through.
torn through and eventually given up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you would have tried various ways to scare it off.
Right. For sure. Yeah, when I ran into Steven yesterday, he said he was preventative search and rescue.
Preventative search and rescue.
And I was like, man, he didn't know how much he'd be living up to that. Oh my gosh. That was, whew.
That was a weird one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope you have an uneventful trip for the rest of your
I really hope so too.
Yes.
That was enough excitement for the thru-hike.
Yeah.
I'm good now.
Yes.
I hope it's uneventful as well.
That nothing else happens, that you have a wonderful, enjoyable time.
Yeah.
Yes, our park isn't always this exciting.
No, it's not always this exciting.
It's usually a pretty quiet place.
Yeah,
I just really appreciate y'all coming to help me.
don't worry about it.
Holy crap-a-moly. That was the most intense thing I've ever experienced backpacking. The scariest for sure. I mean, it was pretty unnerving when I saw a mountain lion on trail, but it didn't try to attack me. I know it might seem comical that, you know, I was screaming at being attacked by a skunk, but it did not feel very funny in the moment. But after I was screaming, I asked them if they could stand there and watch while I packed up my tent, because I knew that thing was coming back. And they were like, no, it ran off pretty good. I think it might be gone now. And nah, it came back, just like I felt like it would. So I'm really glad that they were willing to stand by while I packed everything up. And then I went over by their campsite and ate breakfast over there. But as I've been walking down the trail this morning, just kind of replaying all of it in my mind, my concern now is, okay, have I been exposed to rabies? And I didn't really think much of it, because I'm like, oh, you have to be bitten or scratched. Well, of course, when I talked to my mom, having that mom vibe that she does, she's like, can it transmit through touching the saliva and then touching your eyes? You know, this happened at 4 to 5 in the morning. Did you pack up your tent, touch where it was attacking, and then rub your eyeballs? Or, you know, eat food with your hands? And yeah, I did all of that.
Let's see, when you were packing up your tent, I mean, do you recall there being like any saliva or like feeling anything wet or anything? I know it sounds like it was kind of a, you know, tense situation.
Yeah, I don't specifically recall that, but I was so worked up. Like I also, this is crazy, but I have a 6-month-old son, and so I'm pumping breast milk on trail just to keep my supply going. And so I was pumping when this happened. So I had breast milk like spilled all over me. So I probably wouldn't have noticed anything wet because I was soaked with breast milk. So.
But thinking about kind of the potential exposures, I do think realistically it would be a low risk, you know, to pack up your tent, get enough saliva on your hands, and then rub your eyes.
Right.
I mean, and if you did actually have saliva and you rubbed your eyes, that would absolutely be a way to transmit rabies. It's any saliva that gets into any membrane, like an eye or an open wound, like that would be 100% a way to transmit rabies. But realistically, I don't think there really would have been contact in this case.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you had told me, I went to rub my eye and then my hand was wet as well.
Yeah.
That might have been concerning. And
okay. So, anyway, yeah.
Dang. Well, that makes me feel better, but
I know. I'm like, can you promise me there's zero risk?
yeah.
That would make me feel the best. But the girl who I was talking to said live on surfaces up to a few hours. So I just feel like, man, I didn't get bit or scratched. And, you know, she asked me if I wanted to get the vaccine. I mean, she's kind of like, you know, you do you. It's a low risk, but also if you get rabies, pretty much the chances of dying are 100% and the chances of recovery are 0%. So I don't know, part of me is like, I just want to get it so I don't have to think about it for 2 years. Like, oh, this thing could be lying dormant, or, you know, if I start showing symptoms, it's dumb. I didn't even get bit or scratched. But if it's possible to transmit that way, then why wouldn't I prevent it just in case? But then again, you know, what about breast milk and all that? So I just feel very frustrated right now. I'm very grateful that I did not get actually bitten. But yeah, they suggest that within 24 hours, preferably 48 is the next best, but definitely within 72, because I guess some people show symptoms by 3 days. So I've got a little bit of time to think about it. Right now I'm leaning towards just doing it because, you know, it definitely was biting my tent netting. Again, I think the risks are really low, and I feel kind of dumb taking the risk of getting, you know, the vaccination even, but at the same time, it would be really dumb to die of rabies when I don't have to. I guess I had a lot of adrenaline that has left the building, and I have crashed. I'm struggling on this climb. I mean, I know I struggle on like all the climbs, but it's taking me like forever, like half a mile per hour, and it ain't that bad. It looks like to Manning Camp I have less than a mile, 0.9. I want to say the top is like 2.5 miles from here or something like that. And then it'll be downhill the rest of the day, or flat, downhill and flat if I get that far. But yeah, it's like once that adrenaline wore off, it crashed me out. I'm just like sleepy, walking. Lots of big trees, and it smells so pretty up here. But I'll still be glad when I'm on the downhill side of it. All right, well, this is supposedly Chimenea Creek. Pretty dry. I did read a comment that said there was a cold pool to the left, which I assume that person was Nobo. So I'm hoping that it's still here. Aha, yes. I see some down there. It'll do. Finally at Manning Camp. So I've got less than 2 miles to go to the top. I think it's like 1.7. The top is not the park exit though. I must leave the park or camp here tonight, which I'm not. And the next water is like 6 miles away, something like that. So I want to at least make it there. I am officially now at the top. Oh, thank you, Jesus. This honestly makes me think of the AT. 12 or so miles of brutal climbing and absolutely no view up top. I'm sure there will be some pretty ones on the way down, and there were some pretty ones on the way up, but it's just kind of funny. This is incredible. It's okay. Hey, you're cute. I just signed out of the national park, leaving it behind right at sunset. Didn't find any white-winged doves, but found all the animal I'm interested in, and I'm kind of glad to be heading back down to the floor of the desert. So I finally made it to camp and got set up, and I need to pump, I need to cook, and I honestly don't really want to do any of it. I was nervous not hiking. I wanted to go a little bit farther than I did tonight, but I don't know, it's such a weird feeling. I've always had this like false sense of security in my tent, and I just feel like that's kind of gone now. I didn't really expect to feel like this earlier today, but it was like as the sun started going down and I started thinking about getting in my tent, it's just like I'm a little bit messed up right now. And I know that it wasn't like a life or death situation with a skunk. I don't know. It just feels like you, or at least I've always kind of imagined what that would be like an animal trying to get in your tent to attack you. I felt like just a sitting duck. I've just been like replaying it in my mind over and over today. Like, what could I have done differently? What could I have done better? I don't like the idea of having to hurt an animal. But if it would have come in my tent, I would have had no other choice. And maybe I should have been a little bit more on the offense anyway. Because if an animal has rabies, then they're dying. They're gonna die soon anyway. Not that I want to take their life though. Wishing that tonight was the night that I was meeting up with my mom and Bratcher. But in a way, I think it's actually good that I have to stay out here tonight to kind of start getting over that, because, I mean, golly, I've camped solo so many nights and never had something like that happen. So it's just a freak thing. It's just going to take camping multiple nights and just getting over it. And I'll get back to my same old ways. But just something I was thinking about today. Like I said, I've been playing it in my mind over and over and over. Don't know really what I could have done better. I guess I just need to be mentally more prepared if I come across another rabid animal, that first and foremost, I have to defend myself. Well, I finally got out of camp before 8 a.m. Not long before, but still, little victories. I hear doves this morning. At this point, I feel like they're taunting me. My mom got a picture of one in town in Tucson. It's all right. There's still some time. Owen, how are you doing? Do what? The pools are here. Yay! Yes, I was really crossing my fingers hoping they were, because I have like maybe an ounce of water. Here's something creeping.
I saw a mountain lion yesterday.
Did you really?
One right by that sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
By a grass shack camp, like a half a mile sobo of grass shack.
Are you for real?
Young one.
Okay, well, so I had the mountain lion heebie-jeebies yesterday, yesterday evening right before I camped, which I was just a little piece back camping. But at Grass Shack, I had a rabid skunk attack my tent.
Yesterday?
Not last night, but the 4:30 a.m. yesterday.
I've been seeing that for the AZT, like rabid fox attacking my tent. You saw that, like Durston, they like clawed through this guy.
No, I didn't see that.
323.
I don't know why it is such a morale booster for me to get to walk and talk with somebody. And I know I say it every time, but it's like just when I need it the most, I run into somebody. And I guess that goes along with the saying, the trail provides. Yeah, I told Mom, I was like, I'm definitely the caboose now, I feel like. But so I'm so glad that, I mean, I know eventually I will be, but to know that there are still people coming, it makes me like, okay. Yeah. Because, I mean, after that dude told me, yeah, I'm calculating your completion rate and it's a 0. And I was like, wow.
Oh, rude.
Yeah. Yeah. But then he did save me from a rabid skunk, so, you know,
He did,
I can't hate on too much. And like I said, it gives me the fuel to be like, all right, well, now I must finish. Now I have to.
I mean, whatever way you're gonna finish.
I know that the fella that I met meant well when he said, you know, come back and do it another year. But he made the mistake of saying that I have a 0% chance of finishing. So he has lit my fire. And where there's a will, there's a way. As long as I can keep feeding my son to supplement the freeze-dried milk, I'm gonna keep trekking along. On number 2.